Our keynote speaker today embodies the very definition of perseverance, resilience, and hope. Matt Spang is the recipient of 2 Purple Hearts. He enlisted in the United States Army in 2006 at 20 years old as a combat engineer and served multiple deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan. During combat operations in Afghanistan, Matt survived 3 separate IED blasts. The final explosion on December 7th, 2011 resulted in catastrophic injuries that ultimately led to bilateral below-the-knee amputations. But Matt's story did not end on the battlefield. Today, he continues to inspire veterans and civilians alike through adaptive athletics, continued service to fellow veterans, and his unwavering determination to live fully and courageously. He's an avid golfer, a sled hockey athlete with the Colorado Avalanche sled team, a wheelchair basketball competitor with the Rolling Nuggets, and a dedicated husband and father. Many of you may have had the opportunity to see Matt compete this week in the Ben Hogan Pro-Am here in Fort Worth. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming an American hero, Matt Spang.
Thank you. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. It is truly an honor to stand before you here today at TCU, a place that represents excellence, tradition, perseverance, and history. On Monday, as I looked around the grounds of Colonial, I couldn't help but think about what this week represents. The 80th anniversary of the PGA Tour competing at Colonial, the 250th birthday of the United States of America. 2 milestones connected by something bigger than history itself: perseverance, resilience, and hope. Because America's story has never been one of ease or comfort, it has been a story of sacrifice, of people overcoming hardship, of ordinary individuals finding extraordinary strength when life became difficult. And standing here today, I realize that same spirit exists in every veteran, in every family we are honoring. You know, when I was a young man growing up in Wisconsin, I never imagined my life would take the path it did. I enlisted in the Army at 20 years old because I wanted to serve something bigger than myself. I became a combat engineer and deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, clearing roads and searching for explosives so others could safely move forward. Like so many veterans, I learned quickly that service comes with sacrifice. Over multiple deployments, I survived several IED explosions, and on December 7th, 2011, my life changed forever. I lost both of my legs below the knee. I suffered traumatic brain injuries, and like many other combat veterans, I carried invisible wounds too. There were moments during recovery when the road felt overwhelming. I had to relearn how to walk, relearn how to live, and relearn who I was going to be. And the truth is, resilience sounds inspiring when you say the word out loud, but living it is something different. Resilience is physical pain, it's frustration, it's setbacks, it's uncertainty. It's learning to keep going even when you're exhausted emotionally, mentally, and physically. But what I discovered during those years is that perseverance is not about pretending life is easy. It's about refusing to quit, and I wasn't able to do it alone. My family carried me, fellow veterans carried me, doctors, therapists, and communities carried me. And slowly, piece by piece, hope started rebuilding my life. For me, one of the greatest sources of healing became sports. Adaptive sports gave me purpose again. Competition gave me confidence again. And golf gave me peace again. There is something powerful about the game. Golf teaches patience, humility, discipline, and maybe most importantly, it teaches perseverance. Because every golfer knows that you're going to hit bad shots, you're going to face adversity, you're going to want to give up sometimes, but you keep swinging. That's why being here at TCU means so much to me, and Colonial allowed me to play there, because this is the home of Ben Hogan, a man whose story has inspired generations not simply because he won championships, but because he refused to let tragedy define him. After his devastating car accident in 1949, many doubted whether Hogan would ever walk again, much less compete again. But through grit, pain, and relentless determination, he came back. And he didn't just come back to play, he came back to win. I think that's why his story resonates so deeply with veterans and injured warriors, because we understand what it means to rebuild. We understand what it means to wake up every day and choose to move forward despite pain. Ben Hogan proved something that every veteran here understands. Your circumstances do not determine your future. Your response does. And today, I have the privilege of honoring another extraordinary veteran whose response to adversity has inspired me tremendously, Natalie Vines. Natalie served this country for 20 years. She deployed multiple times into combat zones. She suffered traumatic brain injuries, PTSD, chronic pain, and eventually the loss of her leg. But what defines Natalie is not what happened to her. What defines her is how she responded. She continues to lead, she continues to teach, she continues to inspire others through adaptive sports and through her work helping people overcome physical challenges. That is resilience. And today, when Natalie receives this adaptive vehicle, it represents far more than transportation. It represents freedom, independence, opportunity. For many injured veterans, adaptive equipment is not a luxury. It is life-changing. I know that personally. Last year, the Freedom Mobility Foundation gifted my family an adaptive truck that completely transformed our everyday life. It gave me independence. It allowed me to continue traveling, competing, working, and caring for my family. And that is why organizations like the Freedom Mobility Foundation and partners like Hiley Subaru matter so much, because they are not simply donating vehicles, they are restoring freedom, they are restoring dignity, and they are restoring hope. And today we are honoring 3 incredible veterans receiving mortgage-free homes, thanks to folks like Hillwood and Higginbotham and Vermeer. The 3 men that lead those organizations are with us today, are generous with their time, their treasure, and they are committed to their community, and for that I am very grateful, as I know our 3 home recipients are as well. Sergeant Luis Valadez, Gunnery Sergeant Matthew Stormont, Corporal Jordan Whitehead. To these veterans and your families, I want to know that your service matters, your sacrifice matters, and your future matters. A home is more than walls and a roof. A home is stability, a home is healing, a home is where hope grows. And seeing those families receive that gift today is emotional for all of us, because it reminds us that we can happen when people choose compassion and gratitude. You know, standing here today during the 250th anniversary of America, I think about the incredible resilience that built this country. Generation after generation of Americans faced hardship and uncertainty, yet they keep moving forward. That same spirit lives in our veterans. It lives in military families. It lives in caregivers. It lives in communities that rally around people during their hardest moments. And it lives here today thanks to all of you in the room. So if there's one thing I hope everyone takes from today, it's this: adversity does not get the final word. Not in golf, not in life, not in this country. Perseverance does, resilience does, hope does. Because hope is what allows people to rebuild after tragedy. Hope is what allows wounded veterans to dream again. Hope is what allows families to believe in tomorrow. And hope is what reminds us that even after our hardest days, there is still purpose ahead. So today, here at the home of Hogan, down the road during the 80th anniversary of golf at Colonial, during the 250th celebration of America's founding, let us honor not just achievement, but courage. The courage to keep moving forward, the courage to rebuild, the courage to believe life can still be meaningful after hardship. Because every veteran here knows something the world sometimes forgets. Strength is not the absence of struggle. Strength is continuing despite it. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting our veterans. Thank you for supporting our veterans. And may God continue to bless all of you that have served, those still serving in the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Great job. Amazing job. You know who else deserves a standing ovation, by the way, is his wife, Janelle. I'm going to ask Jackson and Nick to come up if you would. Jackson, if you would come up here for a photo opportunity. Nick's got a couple of flags that they've signed for you from Colonial that we want to present to you. After your, he only got to play 12 holes yesterday before the rains came, so on Monday, I should say. But a photo opportunity here. We got a photographer who's going to snap a couple of these from the back. Yep. Is that podium in the way? Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, good luck.
Thank you. Thanks, brother. Thank you, guys. Matt reminds us all what courage really looks like. You know, one of the greatest privileges of today was witnessing organizations that step forward to restore independence and opportunity to deserving veterans. And we're going to hear a lot of that message here today. Freedom Mobility Foundation that you heard Matt mention and Hiley Subaru have partnered together to provide that adaptive transportation solutions that dramatically improve quality of life for injured veterans. Today, we're honored to present that specially modified adaptive vehicle that will provide renewed freedom, accessibility, and independence. You heard Matt mention Natalie. Natalie, if you would, come on up, if you don't mind. I'd love for you to join us here on stage. Come on up, Natalie. Natalie's a Texas native. She's from Plano. Graduated, was it Plano East? Did I get that right? Plano East grad. How about that? She rose through the enlisted ranks to sergeant, earned her master parachutist wings, later graduated from officer candidate school, receiving her commission as a Signal Corps second lieutenant. She deployed to Haiti once, twice to Iraq, where she was injured on those two deployments. General Pottinger, would you come up here? And I'd like the men from Hiley Subaru who are here as well to please stand. If you'll come here, General Pottinger, and the gentlemen from Hiley Subaru who are here, thank you for what you did. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Natalie and thanking Freedom Mobility Foundation and Hiley Subaru for this life-changing gift. Thank you. Yes. Everybody gets to look at her car on the way out, by the way, so make sure you check it out. Thank you all. Thank you for being here. Next up, I'm going to bring Brad Whitnell back to the stage because we've got three very special presentations. He's going to be up shortly, but first, I want to bring up our good friend Ken Eakes to tell you a little bit about what this organization that helps us with these three homes is all about. We are honored to support and partner with the Military Warriors Support Foundation. They have done tremendous work over the years. the heart of Ken Eakes and his team is amazing, and their passion for this, it really draws you in. And so I want to bring up Ken, if you would, to share a few words about the Military Warrior Support Foundation.
Well, he made sure that I knew that it was 20 minutes or less, right, Brian? I promise I'll be brief. But I wanted to say thank you to so many different people here that are in this room. Many of you I met a long time ago. We owe a lot of our history and heritage of Military Warrior Support Foundation to the PGA Tour with Phil and Amy Mickelson and the Birdies for the Brave. It's part of our history. Well, Colonial is especially part of our history because when we first began awarding homes, which is now about 1,000 in all 50 states, they were one of the first, Colonial was one of the first that bought into saying, we'll support you doing that. And it gave us a big shot of confidence and some funding to get started. Now, today, I think it's up to 33 houses that we've awarded, and if you've seen the price of mortgages these days, that's a lot of money and a good start for those who deserve it the most. So we're very honored to be here today. I also want to call out and thank you to Bank of America, who has really helped us to initially source the house, and then, we do all the things to rehab, et cetera, along with a mentoring program. When we award a house, we stay with them for 3 years, and we teach them different things, and they go through programmatic things to help get their life set for the future. But Vermeer, Higginbotham, Hillwood, thank you. I remember the conference call with you folks years ago with myself and General Cisco about visioning what this is to become. And look what it's became. Brian, what a vision. Called me a year ago and said, hey, I've got a big vision for this, and look at this. So please thank Brian. But again, just wanted to say thank you. I want to get out of the way because I know there's some very special things that are about to happen. But thank all of you. You're in a great organization and in a great city. Thank you.
Oops, lost one. Make sure, good thing they're labeled. These are the moments that are going to define today. Matt said some words. He said, a home represents far more than walls and a roof. And it rang true for me. It represents stability, security, healing, a future, and a place where families can begin again. Before we get presenting, I'd like to welcome a couple of representatives from Hillwood. Mike and Bill, would you guys kind of come up here with me, please? Today, because of the extraordinary generosity of Hillwood and their partners, a deserving veteran will receive a mortgage-free home. Luis Valadez enlisted in the United States Marine Corps on September 13th, 2004, from right here in Fort Worth, Texas. After completing recruit training in San Diego, Marine combat training at Camp Pendleton, and field artillery cannoneer training at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, he was assigned to the 1st Battalion, 12th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division in Hawaii. He deployed to Japan in 2006 and Iraq in 2007 with Task Force Military Police 112, serving in convoy security, detainee transfers, route clearance, and supporting Iraqi security operations. He volunteered for a second deployment to Iraq in 2008 and completed his service in Hawaii, receiving an honorable discharge June 12, 2009. His awards include the Combat Action Badge, a Sea Service Deployment Ribbon, 3rd Award, Iraq Campaign Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, National Defense Service Medal. He also received a Meritorious Mast, a Certificate of Commendation, a Certificate of Appreciation. If you know a Marine, additionally, and maybe most importantly, he earned the Rifle Sharpshooter Badge. On behalf of everyone gathered here today, it is our incredible honor to welcome this family home. Unfortunately, the Valdez family is unable to join us today, but accepting on their behalf is Jordan Moore from Killeen, Texas. Jordan is also a Purple Heart recipient and is also a previous recipient of a home from the Military Warrior Support Foundation. Jordan, would you join us, please? Please join me in thanking Hillwood for their extraordinary generosity.
Hello, my name is Luis Valadez. Currently, some of my interests are just hanging out with my family and enjoying our new home and, just playing with my kids outside. This program has affected us tremendously. We now have a place to call our own, and financially, it's a blessing. Before this, we were paying upwards of $4,000 a month in Airbnbs and other accommodations. Yes, I just want to say thank you to all the sponsors, to all the donors for giving me this opportunity, for providing a stable foundation for me and my family moving forward, both helping us financially and in our mental health aspect. Thank you again to everyone that has anything to do with this, and we're beyond grateful.
Before we begin here, I'd like to invite representatives from Vermeer, Texas, Louisiana, and Higginbotham. Rusty, Witt, Jason, would you guys mind joining me up here, please? Our second home presentation reflects what can happen when communities, corporations, and compassionate leadership come together with purpose. Thanks to the incredible partnership of Higginbotham and Vermeer of Texas, Louisiana, another veteran will receive the life-changing gift of a mortgage-free home. They're not simply donations, they're declarations that service matters and that America still honors her heroes. Driven by a desire to serve his country and seek new adventures, Jordan enlisted in the United States Marine Corps in August of 2002 on his 17th birthday in New York, New York. After meeting his recruiter at Amityville Memorial High School, he chose the infantry, and following processing at Fort Hamilton, shipped out to Parris Island for training. Jordan went on to serve in multiple deployments, including the initial invasion of Iraq in 2003, a deployment to Afghanistan in 2004, and a return to Iraq in 2005 for the Battle of Fallujah. During his service in Afghanistan, he sustained combat-related injuries and was awarded the Purple Heart. His other awards also include the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal, Sea Service Deployment Ribbons, the Iraq Campaign Medal, the Afghanistan Campaign Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, and the Navy Meritorious Unit Commendation. Would you mind playing the video, please?
Good morning. Morning. Well, come on up.
Okay. What motivates me is actually being on an adventure. So my hobbies, I travel all the time. Well, I did before this new job. So I went paragliding. I do all the crazy stuff, whitewater rafting. So anything adventurous I do. Well, it's made huge changes. Right now, I'm living in Dallas. I have great neighbors, and there's a great sense of community. Well, it was easy for me because I'm not a big spender unless I'm traveling. So I've been paying down my credit card debt. I really don't have any big budget items outside of that. So I've been able to maintain, and my finances have been pretty great. I can't complain.
Overwhelmed by your support, and it's people like you that make the world a better place, make this country great. It's not only servicemen, it's the people, the families at home, just the general American public. So with that being said, I feel a lot of pressure, so I don't know what else to say. So,
You're good.
just all I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart, and God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome Jordan Whitehead home.
Well, a big thank you to Mike, to Rusty, to Whit. Thank you for that. Pretty neat to see two families with homes that are mortgage-free. But we're not done yet. Today at Fort Worth Colonial Charities, our partners are happy to help welcome another deserving military family to a new chapter of life, and we do it in honor of a Colonial member. You know, we've never given away 3 homes during Charles Schwab Challenge Week. But I'm going to bring up Jim Lito, who's a member of the Fort Worth Colonial Charities Board, if you would, Jim, for this special presentation. And then I'm going to ask his fellow members of that board to join us on the stage as we welcome a third family. We'll talk about them shortly, but first we want to tell you a little bit more about who this home is awarded in honor of.
Brian, thank you. I'm truly humbled to even be up here to speak. I would like for Jim Thomason to stand up, please. Jim Thomason is a member of the tournament committee. None of us would be here for the day if it wasn't for Jim. He's the one that had the vision. The word perseverance has been used a couple of times, the purpose of perseverance, and just the drive to make this happen. I've had the pleasure of meeting Jim a number of years ago. I guess it was whenever we started these home donations, because I was the tournament operations chairman at the time, and what that means is I was the guy they called when they had a problem. So I get a call from Jim. He's up at the swimming pool for his first deal, and I can't recall exactly what Jim thought the problem was, but he had a problem, that was for sure. And I got up there, and there was about 10 people up there, and I'm trying to figure out what could possibly be the problem up here with 10 people. But whatever it was very important to Jim. And I thought, well, Jim is such a nice guy. He is, truly a true gentleman. Every time you meet Jim, he's got a smile on his face. He's always very happy to see you. And I thought, well, I guess I'll take care of Jim here. So I called somebody, and they came and take care of it. And ever since then, Jim's been calling me to take care of things for him. So come up here, Jim. And Jim was just recently honored this year by the Pride of the Plaid, which is like the Hall of Fame of volunteers. And he was awarded that. And Fort Worth Colonial Charities Board thought that wasn't quite good enough. So we scrabbled together a few more dollars, and we are going to buy a third home in Jim's honor.
Thank you very much. I'm going to invite the Fort Worth Colonial Charities Board to join us because I want you to meet our next family that has endured sacrifice, uncertainty, and challenge with extraordinary courage. Today, together, we have the privilege of delivering hope to them. Matt Spang enlisted in the Marine Corps in 2005, began his career as a data systems maintainer before transferring to recon, completing the reconnaissance NDOC. He graduated top of his class from the basic reconnaissance course, was assigned to 1st Force Reconnaissance Company, deployed to Afghanistan in 2010, later serving as a Ranger instructor at Fort Benning until 2014. His career included leadership roles with the 3rd Force Recon in Okinawa, multiple deployments across Southeast Asia, was a free fall instructor at Quantico. From 2019 to 2023, he was operations chief with the Royal Marines 30 Commando SRS. He was deployed to the Black Sea and Arctic regions. He has seen the world. He most recently served as the operation chief for the 4th Recon Battalion, the Hawaii Attachment. That's where he got to end it up. Not bad, huh? He received the Purple Heart National Defense Service Medal, Meritorious Service Medal, Certificate of Commendation, Navy and Marine Corps Overseas Service Ribbon, NATO Medal ISAF Afghanistan, Combat Action Ribbon, Sea Service Deployment Ribbon, Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal, Navy Arctic Service Ribbon, Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal, Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, and the Afghanistan Campaign Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please join me in celebrating this incredible family with this gift of a new home in honor of Jim Thomason from the Fort Worth Colonial Charities, Matt Stormont and his wife, Gabby. We talked a lot about Matt. I'm going to let this photo get taken. Hold on. Better get out of the way first. All right, before you leave, we talked a lot about Matt. Jim has fallen in love with Gabby, not for the reasons you would think. But Jim Thomason obviously was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam. Gabby was a helicopter pilot also, right? Did I get that right? In the Army. So they're new best friends. They're talking a different language. Congratulations to them. Thank you, guys.
Welcome home, Matt and Gabby. Woohoo!
Retired from the Marines after 20 years last August. My last duty station was over on Oahu. We had been looking down here at the Big Island for a potential place to, set up some home base or ground some roots, and it was really, really beneficial that the whole program kind of came about this way. But, we here on the Big Island, we spend a lot of time out in the woods, hunting and fishing. We're pretty adventurous, my wife, Gabrielle, and I. So anything outdoors, anything high adventure, we try to just keep it interesting and get into as much as we possibly can, and stay nice and healthy and active. Big shout out to all the donors, huge thank you, and just know that we're not just over here taking it easy. We're going to start figuring out ways to get back to the local community and also the veteran community at large. So thank you.
Well,
By the way, just so you know, the two homes that we gave away earlier, thanks to our friends at Hillwood and to Higginbotham, were both Texas families. So they are both here in the state of Texas, and we wanted to make that a priority. Jim wanted a place to stay, so they live in Hawaii. That's the home that we just gave them, so Jim gets to visit with them. So good for him, right? Very fitting. Homes and vehicles restore independence, and you know exactly what they do as far as the physical nature of having just a home and a vehicle that helps make life better. Well, service animals restore something equally important: confidence, comfort, and peace. And for veterans living with PTSD and traumatic injuries, these highly trained dogs become companions and protectors and lifelines. Today is our final presentation. We are honored to partner with Hounds and Heroes for a very special presentation. Bonnie Jill Laughlin, if you would, You're going to recognize the face, and you're going to know the name. Bonnie Jill's going to join us with a very special presentation.
All right, first of all, thank you all so much for having us. I founded Hounds and Heroes in 2010, and our mission was to rescue dogs from shelters that would otherwise be euthanized and then pair them up with disabled veterans suffering from PTSD, TBI, amputees, full-blown service dogs, as well as therapy dogs. After doing 20 USO tours overseas and coming from a military family, I saw the need, and I felt like God was telling me that to pay it forward to our nation's heroes. So I wanted to be able to continue that, and here we are. So we are going to, first of all, thank Air Power Foundation, who's going to come up, because they have been so gracious to be able to give us the funding that we need to have our service dogs trained. And we have Melissa, Wanda, Kevin, and board members as well. So if you guys could give a round of applause to Air Power Foundation. Okay, so some of these are going to be surprises, so you guys are in on all this. So please help me welcome Staff Sergeant Retired Brandon Miller. He's United States Army sapper, an American hero. Brandon proudly served our country through multiple deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan, where he sustained a traumatic brain injury from multiple IED blasts in combat. His service came as a tremendous cost, but his courage, resilience, and strength continue to inspire us. So Brandon knows he's getting a service dog, but he doesn't know which dog it is, and he also doesn't know who's going to be presenting this dog. So it's very meaningful. Plus, we've got ESPN here, who's going to be filming NFL players and their dogs, so that gives you a little bit of a hint of what might be going on here. So we're going to first bring out our dog, and our dog is very meaningful. He was actually an incredible dog that was rescued from the California wildfires in the Palisades, and now he made his way here to Texas, and here he is, Baker, and he's now been waiting for his forever home for a year. And to make this even special, we have Jay Novacek in the house right now. You guys all know Jay Novacek, 3-time Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler, and his beautiful wife, Amy Novacek, and her 2 service dogs. So we didn't let Brandon know that he's a Cowboys fan, that we've got Jay Novacek, who's going to be coming up and presenting the dog. All right. So Mackenzie, if you want to give the dog to Jay, and then Jay's going to hand off. We have a lot of dogs and people up here. Staff Sergeant, here is your dog, Baker. Thank you so much, everyone. This was, again, a surprise, and we have to thank so much the Novaceks for being able to come and present the dog. And Brandon, we're going to let you say a couple things.
Put me on the spot here. No big deal. I just want to thank all you for being here. Thank you for all the donors. Thank you for everybody for showing up and doing this. This is an amazing thing, and just so blessed to be here and see all these amazing people, all these heroes, and just thank you all. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your hard work, and thank you for your donations. Thank you.
And lastly, we'll have Jay say something really quickly as well.
Guys, sit there and hear about all these medals and honors and everything else that are being awarded to all these people, and all I got to say, I only got a couple stupid rings. This is the real story, though. This is what America's about. This is what our state is about. This is what this community is about, is giving. And the more we're around it, my wife and I, Amy, the more we're around it, the more we get to see that. And so we want to thank everybody who's been here. And Brandon, man, he'll be a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to take some pictures with this group in just a second, but I'm going to release you real quick and let you know that today we got to witness more than presentations. We got to witness lives changed. We got to witness hope restored, as Matt talked about. We got to strengthen families, and we're a grateful nation today, honoring those who sacrifice so much on our behalf as we celebrate our 250. To our veterans and military families, we say thank you. To our sponsors and partners, we say thank you. And to everyone in the room who believes service should always be honored, we thank you, of course. Special thanks again to Hillwood and Higginbotham and Vermeer, Texas and Louisiana. You guys played a terrific role in this, and we are very appreciative. Thank you to Hiley Subaru and the Freedom Mobility Foundation. Hounds and Heroes, thank you much for joining us here today. Fort Worth Colonial Charities, thanks for the vision of that board to make this happen today. Everyone who helped make it possible. Our staff at Fort Worth Colonial Charities, Amy and Drew and Caroline, who did a great job, as we celebrate the 250th birthday. May we never forget that the strength of this nation was always rested on the courage of ordinary men and women like us, willing to do extraordinary things. God bless our veterans, God bless the U.S. military, and God bless America. Thank you for being here. You want to take some photos?
The flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take